Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back with another review, and this time it's for Ghost in the Shell. This is a non-spoilers review, so if you haven't seen the movie, don't worry about it. Let's get started. So Ghost in the Shell is based off a Japanese manga of the same name, which was turned into an animated anime motion picture of the same name in 1995. And while I am a huge anime fan, I'm basically just like a nerd. I was never really a fan of Ghost in the Shell. I've watched the original movie and I did really enjoy it, but I was never really a fan of the whole series as a whole. All things considered, I thought this movie was pretty good. And when the only examples of live anime adaptations we have are this, and this, and this, yeah, Ghost in the Shell is pretty good. So let me start off with the positives. The cinematography is astounding. All of the visuals are breathtaking, from the costumes and the suits to the cyborgs and the cityscape of the whole world to the new futuristic technology. It's breathtaking to look at. And I also believe that it was very well adapted from an anime world into this live action world. I think the special effects deserves a lot of praise in this movie. It set the audience up for the way that these motions were going to go through the whole movie, and it stayed that way until the end. Like visually, by the end I was like, wow, this is just so beautiful. Another positive about this film was the score. The score was incredible. It also did the same thing by setting the tone of this world and what we're gonna be in for. And it had some of the original score mixed in with this new score, and it turned out really well, and I really found myself really enjoying the music. Overall, there were two performances that really stood out to me. I'm gonna so butcher his name, I'm so sorry. Pilao Asbæk as Bato. His relationship with the main character Major was one of the elements that kept the humanity in this story going, and one of the most meaningful relationships in this movie. And the other performance that stood out to me was Beat Takeshi as the chief. He wasn't on screen as long as I wanted him to be, but the little time that he was on screen, his presence was really felt, and I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed what he brought to it. And specifically, his dialogue and the way it's delivered is a real treat for me and for fans of anime or manga, and you'll see when you see the film. Now, on to the negatives. Unfortunately, one of the negatives for me was Scarlett Johansson as Major. I didn't connect to her character as much as I wanted to, and I didn't really care about anything that she was going through. And that also goes for a lot of the other characters in this. All of the other side characters, I don't get much from them. I don't care about what happens to them. I don't know anything about them. And I'm not sure about the way they portrayed their characters, because some of them seemed very wooden or very distant, and I understand that if in this world it's about being robotic and about being not human, and I'm not sure if that was a choice from the director or from the actors themselves or the project, and showing that this is a world cold of humanity, it made me not care about what was going on for those characters. And I just wish that there was a little bit more emotion in the characters, that there's a way to be robotic and not completely robotic. Another problem about this for me is the pacing. The pacing of the first half of the movie for me personally was very slow, and at points it kind of dragged on and drudged on after the first 10-minute sequence, which is astounding. But after that, it kind of lost its steam, and I didn't find its steam for me again until the third act of the film, which then I got right back on board. And also, without spoilers, there were a couple plot holes that needed to be explained to me a little better than they were, and I was a little confused or didn't understand why this happened a certain way. But hey, overall, I personally really enjoyed this film, and I liked it a lot more by the end than I thought I would from the beginning of the film. Some characters were a little too emotionless or soulless, and there were some story problems, but the visuals and the sound for me is just so amazing and so stunning that I found myself leaving the theater pretty pleased. There is some fun to be had in this movie, and I think this is a great step toward any future live anime adaptations. I give Ghost in the Shell a 7.5 out of 10. If you like effects, if you like a brand new creative world, you'll like this movie, and I suggest that you go see it. Well, that's it for this review. Look out for more reviews in the future, and until next time, peace. And remember, it's way better than this.